and you can't put the walls back up. You have to have a source of new economic energy every 8 years or so. For the next few years, we'll get it out of a conversion in energy, changing the way we produce and consume energy. It's also very important in helping us deal with climate change. Beyond that, I think biomedicine will be an enormous generator of untold and at present unimagined economic activities for our country. Another big challenge we have is combating inequality within America and around the world. And those of you who are involved in public health will have a lot to say about that. I'm very proud to say that in just a couple of days, I'm going to give another one of these speeches to a class in which one of the graduates getting a master's in public health is my daughter. So I thank you for helping your country and the things you will do, and I thank you for helping to bridge the enormous gaps in inequality that are manifest in the diseases and afflictions of the poor, both here and around the world. You are going to play a major role in making sure that this century is the most interesting, progressive, and peaceful time in human history. The three biggest challenges we face, I've already mentioned two of them. That we live in an interdependent world, and all that means is that divorce is not an option. We can't put the walls back up. And a lot of the political noise in our system today is coming from people who feel profoundly disoriented, who don't know where their place is. They think the ground is moving under them, and they don't have any purchase. They don't know whether they can stand and have the identity they had in the past. When you see Virginia reeling with economic problems, and instead of the legislature passing initiatives to respond to them, they bring back Confederacy Month and neglect to mention slavery, does that mean they all became racist in the last month? No. It means that there are people there who are screaming for some little something that pretends to take the world back to some idealistic past which never really existed. Stop the world. I want to get up. When you see all these people, Gary Trudeau in Doonesbury has had a field day making fun of these states that think the most important legislative priority in the midst of all this turmoil is to make sure people can carry a loaded concealed weapon into a Starbucks and order a cowboy latte. Is that really what this is all about? No. It's about maybe this is one little thing in my life I can control. Everything else is spinning out of control. I've been out of work for several months. I haven't had a raise in 4 years. The things you are doing are dealing with people's health concerns at the core, but in a larger sense, if you succeed, you will be bridging these terrible divides in our society and throughout the world. I hope some of you will work in other countries. I spend a lot of my time working in our AIDS program, our malaria program, our program to build out health clinics in Ethiopia and other countries. And of course the work I'm now doing in Haiti for the United Nations and with the Haitian government. And we need people who understand public health and understand how to train people and who believe in their heart of hearts that intelligence and ability are evenly distributed. The willingness to work is evenly distributed, but structures, systems, the kind of things that brought you to this day into that seat are not evenly distributed. In poor countries, the number one problem is the absence of systems. The absence of structures that give predictability to laudable effort. Just think about the things you're taking for granted here. You'd be astonished if the air conditioning went off, the lights went out, the microphone failed. But I spend a lot of my life in places where people can't take any of that for granted. We still have more than 1 million people spending the night in tents in Haiti. And we need people who understand how to bring what you have learned here to impact the lives of people who have the same rights we do to raise their children in decent health. So I hope you will think about that. We could not be even where we are today in Haiti had it not been for the amazing numbers of doctors and nurses and paramedical people and others interested in public health who rushed to Haiti after that earthquake and have stayed and gone back over and over and over again. Now we have to build them a health system where they can stand on their own and care for their own people. In the United States, fewer than 2% of our African American population is Haitian, but 11% of our African American doctors are Haitian. They can build their own medical system, and they can have a public health system, but they need people like you who care enough to do it. And I hope all of you in your lifetime will find a way to do that. In America, our health challenges are quite different, but they reflect the general challenges of rich countries in an interdependent world, which is that we have all the systems in the world. That's how we got here. But our systems get a little long in the tooth, and they become more interested in preserving position and advancing the purpose for which they were established in the first place. So our healthcare delivery system is frankly a mess. I would have voted for the healthcare reform bill if I'd been in Congress, but it's just the beginning. We spend 17.2% of our income on healthcare. Our wealthy competitors are all between 9 and 10.5, except for Switzerland, they're at 11.5. But the disparity amounts to $1 trillion a year. I think covering everybody is a good first step. Providing more affordable alternatives is a good first step. But we have to find a way to make medicine a continually attractive career, not just for physicians, but for others, and yet bring the delivery system in line with our competitors. Otherwise, our inequality problems within America will continue to increase. The biggest public health problem in the country is a lifestyle problem, childhood obesity. And that too is the product of systems, the way we grow food, the way we market it, the way we sell it, the patterns that working people follow in their own lives, how little time they have to prepare their own food, the economic pressures on our schools, encouraging them to buy food for general consumption for the students and the staff that is high in bulk and calories but low in nutritional content, the schools running out of money and not having enough exercise facilities. These too are healthcare issues. So the problem of rich countries is different from poor countries. Poor countries need systems. Rich countries have them, but they become rigid and more interested in preserving position and advancing the purpose for which they were established. We need you to help that too. We need Americans to feel comfortable again in the process of change. All these wacky things that are happening are people that are terrified in the face of all the changes that are going on. They think they're going to lose. They feel they're in quicksand and they can't pull themselves out. So all of you need to see yourselves in whatever health field you have embraced as agents of positive change. And in a way, you are all in public health, even if that's not what your degree's in, because there are implications for the public interest in everything you do. What is researched and what is not. What we know about the impact of policies on the general society and what we don't. So I ask you to think about that. Never before in human history have we been so interdependent. And never before have private citizens had more power to do public good. I bet some of you did it after the earthquake. If you went on to one of those telephone text numbers and gave 10